listen to his vibrato. He has incredible vibrato. Wow, he's really stepped up his game. So one thing I want you to notice is his widening of his mouth as he's going for those high notes. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me. Man, has this song been blowing up or what? This is Driver's License, Olivia Rodrigo. We're going to be listening to James Charles's cover of it.
To your house, but today I drove through the suburbs crying.
Wow, I love how James Charles's voice is sounding here. Now, I don't know if all of you know, James Charles is one of the very few famous people that really made his journey with singing very public. He was not immediately an incredibly gifted singer and has really worked on his instrument. You know, people like Tristan Paredes and other vocal coaches have worked with him, and he's been, you know, kind of featured with them and made it very public, his kind of progression over time. And you can really see how through his channel, his voice has gotten much better over time. And I think it's really incredible to see that progress, to, you know, to have that he was willing to put himself out there in that way, being that he's famous. You know, you have more on the line when you're famous like this, because it's nerve-wracking to have so many people watching you and judging every single thing that you're doing. So it's really incredible to see where he's come to by this point. And I mean, I think he's really improved a lot.
If you want to see an uncut version of this video, check out the link in the description.
It's everything I'm insecure about. Yeah, today I drove through the suburbs.
So he's using a lot of really dark vowels as he's approaching here. So, drove through the suburbs, drove through the suburbs. Really narrowing down his vowels a lot. And this can be tricky in your higher range to do too much of that if you're adding the wrong sort of resonance. So we'll see how he approaches his high range. Also in your low range, it can present problems in that it kind of can make your voice bottom out on the bottom. You gotta get a little bit more of a wispy type of sound, as opposed to getting a bit more of a whiny type of tone in it, and then finding presence down there. And you can bring your voice a lot lower with that sort of slightly raised larynx that will help build more presence into the voice. So that's an interesting choice that he's got. And it's a cool element that he's bringing out that really wispy, breathy tone on the bottom, but it would definitely potentially prove to be problematic in a live setting.
'Cause how could I ever love someone else?
I mean, I know he just recently recorded this, but I want to check out, see if he has a live version that we can kind of reference. Yeah, so he's got a live version. Let's take a listen here, what he's doing in the live version, and see if it causes him any issues. Ah, interesting. So actually he has a very different way of approaching his vowels here. He's much more like lifting. He's doing what I like to call the snarl. That's where he kind of like lift up the upper lip without spreading too much. He's doing that in his lower range that he's not doing in the cover version. So that's an interesting difference. It's not nearly as rounded in his vowelization here as he is in the cover version. See how his voice like really goes to a wispiness on the bottom there.
And I knew we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way.
Pretty good harmonies. It's not 100% in tune. Could be tweaked a little bit more just to tighten that up a bit. But something that I'm noticing is he's using a lot more wider vowels on the top notes. And we'll see, haven't quite gotten there in the recorded version, but we'll get there. Wow.
That's all about me. 'Cause you said forever now.
Wow. I love those harmonies. Those were really nice. Past that first one, it got much tighter. I think they were getting into it, but that was really nice. Couldn't quite hear just James's vocal over everybody else, but yeah, incredible. He's definitely sounding much better, even in a live setting. If you want to sing with more confidence and power, then you have to sign up for my lesson subscription. You get 2 group lessons with me personally every single week. You get access to all my courses, and you get access to recordings of all my one-on-one lessons with my students. That will help you learn vicariously through them. Click the link down below to sign up now.
Perfect, but I never felt this way for no one.
Woo, listen to his vibrato. He has incredible vibrato. Wow, he's really stepped up his game. So one thing I want you to notice is his widening of his mouth as he's going for those high notes. Yeah, so he's not going, no way for no one, going really rounded. That could be one way to approach it. He's going much wider. No way for no one. Right? So he's using a lot more of that brighter tonality in his voice by spreading it out a little bit more.
Now you could be so okay now that I'm gone.
Ooh, I love that little voice crack he's got. Okay. So he's using a little bit of that to crack on his voice purposefully to show the emotion behind it. This is a good kind of very delicate stylistic tool. Don't want to use it too much. Overused, it can be really annoying, but he's doing a really great job of sparsely using it to create an emotional impact in the audience. And you can feel that on that word.
Now you could be so okay now that I'm gone.
And if you notice, okay, now that I'm gone. So it's got a lot of those really wide vowels.
Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me.
Now there, he narrows down. Cause you didn't mean. He didn't go, cause you didn't mean what you meant. Cause he could have done it that way. He went more, cause you didn't mean what you meant. Bringing a lot more of that darker, rounder, warm tonality up in his voice. So at the beginning, as a beginner, it's always gonna be easier to use a little bit more of that that type of approach for your high notes. But as you get better, you can start to play around with your larynx position and it's not going to strain your voice because most people, I'm gonna na na na, would approach it that way where their high larynx comes about as a result of the fact that there's tension. So not that they're purposefully raising their larynx, it just goes up. And for those of you who don't know what the heck I'm talking about with the idea of larynx, your larynx is your Adam's apple right here, and it houses your vocal cords. So it's an important aspect to focus on.
Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
So there again, on that low note, he uses a lot of that breath to almost like purposefully have it wash out.
They'll never know you the way that I do, yet today I drove through the suburbs.
So now he's using actually a little bit more of that snarl that he was using in the live version. I'm definitely hearing a little bit more of that.
I was driving home to you.
Nice.
But I've never felt this way for no one.
Another thing about that arpeggio on the way up to the high note, something that he's doing really well is crescendoing into each kind of piece. So he's really kind of creating a little bit of a staircase up to there that is embellished with little bits of increases in volume and decreases of volume to create more of an emotional impact to the listener.
Could be so okay now that I'm gone.
I like that variation. Very nice. Really well done.
Front yards can't drive past the places we used to.
I wonder if his friends did the harmonies for that, because that would be really cool. Or if it was just all James doing those harmonies. There his vocal is going much wider. So he's going much more bright with his vowelization. And he's doing a really great job overall, keeping very relaxed and using good support as he's singing these phrases. He's doing a lot of really great things with his voice here.
Sidewalks we crossed, I still hear your voice.
So something that I actually just saw him doing in the video. I don't know if this video, it's most likely a pre-recorded track that he's singing over, but probably a lot of his same sort of approaches when he's actually singing it are coming out here. He may actually be singing it here, but we're obviously not hearing that version of it. But he's putting his hand often on his stomach. And what that helps you do is remember to breathe into your belly and use your belly to project the sound out. So that's really, really important for diaphragmatic support.
Over all the noise, God, I'm so blue, no way through, but
Interesting cut right there. I guess they must have had a bad take that they had to switch off of. So it's definitely not a one take vocal. So we're probably hearing a pre-recorded version. But I think based on what I'm hearing, there's a correlation in how he's portraying the singing of the song here to what's actually in the recorded version.
so blue, no way through, but I
Definite video cut there.
know you could be so okay now that I am gone.
Yeah, so his mouth shapes are really, really mimicking what's on the original recording. Like you can hear when somebody's talking with a smile versus somebody's talking with rounded lips. It really comes out in the sound,
I guess you didn't mean what you wrote in.
right? So you didn't mean. Can hear that smile in the tone.
'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
I thought that was an incredible cover. Really, really well done. I mean, it's a song that's blowing up right now, and it is a tough song to sing, but he does an incredible job. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more videos like this, check out that one right there. I know you're going to like it.